So, inconsecuente in Spanish means inconsistent. Our second false friend, nuestro segundo false friend, es introducir. Introducir. It's not introduce. For example, in English we say, let me introduce you to Mr. John. Right? In Spanish we use the verb presentar to introduce, okay? Déjame que te presente al señor John. Let me introduce to you Mr. John. Okay, so introduce in Spanish would be presentar. And the Spanish word introducir means to insert. Okay? To introducir, I will insert this in the box. Voy a introducir esto en la caja. Okay? And impresionar. Impresionar. To impress. However, impresionar can be to impress, but it has a more shocking connotation, right? A more shocking meaning. That's why in Spanish, impresionar, I think it would be more like saying to shock. Okay? In English we can say, oh, I'm impressed, right? Impressed can be a positive adjective, right? I'm impressed about this. Oh, you said something, I'm impressed. In Spanish, impressed or impresionado has usually a negative meaning, right? Like more having to do with to be shocked or something is shocking, okay? So, impresionar is to shock, introducir to insert, and inconsecuente it means inconsistent. Ahora continuaremos viendo verbos regulares que comienzan con la I. Now we will continue seeing some regular verbs that begin with I. Verbos regulares. Tenemos imaginar. We have the verb to imagine. Okay? To imagine. For example, imagínate un lugar tranquilo con un lago azul. Imagínate un lugar tranquilo con un lago azul. Imagine a quiet place with a blue lake. Right? Imagine. Or I'm imagining things. Estoy imaginando cosas. Right? Ignorar means to ignore. Right? Can be. Ignóralo. Ignore him or ignore her, right? Or I can say, ignoro lo que ocurrió ayer. I ignore what happened yesterday, right? In English it sounds more awkward, but in Spanish it's correctly used. I ignore what happened yesterday. Ignoro lo que ocurrió ayer. And also it can be used as an adjective, right? For example, él es un ignorante. Or él es ignorante. He is an ignorant. Actually, that's not an adjective, that's a noun, okay? Ignorante can be a noun, an ignorant, or can also be an adjective. So, ignorar, to ignore. And we have insultar, to insult. We can tell somebody, no me insultes, do not insult me, right? Or I can say, esto es insultante, this is insultant, or insulting, actually. Or I can say, no lo insultes, don't insult him, right? So, imaginar, ignorar, insultar. Ahora veremos verbos irregulares. Comenzaremos con el verbo ir. Let's begin with the verb ir. The verb ir is one of the most important verbs in Spanish, and definitely it is the most important verb that begins with I. Ir means to go, right? And it can also be used as an auxiliary verb for the future tense, same as in English. I am going to eat. I am going to sit down, right? Voy a ir. Voy a sentarme. Voy a comer, right? So you can see how important the verb ir is. Ir means to go. For example, iré a Roma. I'm going to Rome. Mañana iré al médico. Tomorrow I'm going to the doctor. Ayer Fui al banco. Yesterday I went to the bank. So, since it is an irregular verb, and one of the most irregular verbs in Spanish, actually the verb changes completely. For example, the infinitive is ir, the present is voy, the past is fui, the future is iré, right? So you can see how it changes so much between one tense and the other. We have also the verb interferir. Interferir. Interferir means to interfere. Interferir. It is irregular, so I'll show you how to conjugate this in our next class. And also I'll show you how to conjugate the verb intervenir. Intervenir means to intervene or to participate. For example, when does it mean to participate? Imagine two persons are talking, right, or chatting, and I ask, may I participate of the conversation, right? I will ask, ¿puedo intervenir? Puedo intervenir is I want to participate with something, I want to say something, right? So I'm asking to participate of the conversation, right? That is intervenir, right? Also, when somebody just participates talking in a group, that is intervenir. And also, when there is a conflict and you intervene to try to resolve the conflict, yes, that is also intervenir, right? For interferir, okay, to interfere, you can tell somebody, do not interfere here. No interfieras aquí. Or no interfieras en esto. Do not interfere in this. So the use of the verb interferir is the same as in English. Okay, next lesson I will show you how to conjugate these verbs. And thanks for watching. Remember, you can send me any comments or questions if you have any doubts. And okay, have a nice day. I hope I see you next time. Bye.